Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the insights that matter. We all make choices every single day, right? From that quick grab at the grocery store to ordering lunch, our decisions are often driven by convenience, by habit, or maybe by what we think is the healthy choice. But what if some of those everyday choices, the ones we barely think twice about, are actually quietly working against us, perhaps even undermining our best intentions for health and well-being? Today, we're embarking on a fascinating deep dive into 15 foods that are incredibly common in our diets. These are items so ingrained in our routines that, well, we often don't question them. But upon closer, more critical inspection, they might actually be doing more harm than good to our bodies. And let me tell you, some of these might genuinely surprise you, because they're often cleverly marketed as healthy or natural or just, normal parts of our daily routine, even when the science tells a very different story. Now, let's be super clear from the start. This isn't about rigid restrictions or telling you to throw out everything in your pantry tonight. Not at all. Our mission here is much more empowering. It's to equip you with knowledge, to give you that shortcut to being truly well-informed about what's really in your food. Far beyond the glossy packaging, the persuasive marketing slogans, or the quick convenience it offers. We're going to pull back the curtain on hidden ingredients, delve into the surprisingly nuanced science behind their impact on your body, and, crucially, offer up some practical, delicious, and genuinely healthy alternatives that you can easily weave into your life. Okay, let's unpack this and get started on our journey.
Indeed. It truly is about empowering conscious choices, moving beyond assumptions to understanding. We've meticulously compiled a stack of sources today, articles, research papers, nutritional analyses, that shed a powerful light on why certain staples, despite their undeniable popularity and convenience, warrant a very serious second look. What's truly fascinating here is how often the demands of mass production, shelf life, and perceived convenience can lead to a significant compromise on nutritional value. Sometimes without us, the consumers, even having the slightest clue. We'll be breaking down each food, understanding its core components and its hidden elements, and then connecting it to the broader, often surprising implications for your health and overall vitality.
Right, let's kick things off with something almost universally present, something that has become, a ubiquitous part of modern life. Sugary drinks. Think about it as the refreshing fizz of a soda on a hot day, the seemingly innocent sweetness of a bottled iced tea, or that powerful, often sought-after jolt from an energy drink. They're everywhere, from vending machines to restaurant menus, and they're often the first thing people instinctively reach for when they're thirsty or just looking for a quick pick-me-up. But behind that tempting taste, that fleeting burst of energy, there's a truly massive amount of sugar. Sometimes far, far more than anyone would imagine in a single serving. And we know they're sugary, right? But what's the real secret behind why they're so uniquely problematic? Is it just the calorie count?
That's a great question, because it goes far beyond just the sheer number of calories. What's crucial to understand about sugary drinks is that liquid sugar bypasses the body's natural satiety signals in a way that solid food simply doesn't. Think of it this way. When you eat solid food, your brain receives multiple cues: the act of chewing, the stretching of your stomach, the slower digestion of fiber, the release of hormones like leptin and ghrelin. These signals tell your body, hey, I'm eating, I'm getting full, slow down.
Okay, right, so solids send lots of signals.
Exactly. But with liquid sugar, not so much. It races through your digestive system, delivering a concentrated dose of sugar without those crucial fullness signals. Studies have even shown that the brain doesn't register calories from liquid sugar in the same way it does solid food. This leads to a phenomenon researchers call passive overconsumption. It's not just about feeling full. Your body literally doesn't get the memo to stop eating later on.
Wow, so it's like stealth calories.
Pretty much. In fact, one study found people consumed an average of 100-200 more calories daily when regularly drinking sugary beverages, without even realizing it. This sustained excess sugar intake is directly linked to a significantly raised risk of weight gain, the development of type 2 diabetes, and various forms of heart disease due to increased inflammation and triglyceride levels. And beyond those systemic issues, there's an immediate, very visible, and often painful consequence: direct damage to your teeth from the constant acidic and sugary exposure.
Wow, so it's not just the calories, it's the form of the calories and how our body processes them differently. That's a genuine aha moment for me. I've definitely felt that never truly full after a big soda, and then often craving something else a little while later, almost as if my body didn't register that liquid intake. So what's the best way to hydrate without these hidden dangers?
Precisely. For a truly healthy replacement, our sources consistently point to the simplest, most effective options: plain old water, or sparkling water with a slice of lemon or lime for a bit of zest, or maybe unsweetened herbal tea. These hydrate effectively and completely without bringing any of the associated health harms, and they certainly won't trick your brain into overeating later. It's about getting back to basics with your beverages. #2, processed meats.
Right. And if that wasn't enough to make you rethink your liquid choices, let's pivot to something else many of us adore for its convenience and flavor: processed meats. That Sunday morning bacon, the ballpark hot dog, a quick pepperoni pizza, a hearty sausage for breakfast, they're woven into our culinary traditions, present at countless gatherings, and let's be honest, they smell amazing and taste so incredibly satisfying. But beneath that irresistible sizzle, there's often a complex story to tell, loaded with a cocktail of ingredients that warrant a much closer look.
Indeed. The issue with many processed meats lies specifically in the ingredients used to achieve that extended shelf life, that vibrant color, and that distinct flavor profile. We're talking primarily about various preservatives, most notably nitrates and nitrites, along with often an excess of sodium and artificial flavorings. These additives serve a clear purpose for manufacturers. They inhibit bacterial growth, prevent spoilage, and maintain that desirable pinkish-red hue that consumers associate with freshness.
Okay, so it's about shelf life and appearance mainly.
Exactly. However, when nitrates and nitrites are heated, especially at high temperatures like frying bacon or grilling a hot dog, they can react with amino acids to form compounds called nitrosamines. And these nitrosamines are classified as probable human carcinogens by the World Health Organization. Numerous long-term studies have established strong links between regular consumption of these foods and significantly higher risks of heart disease, primarily due to the high sodium and saturated fat content. And crucially, certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. While an occasional hot dog at a backyard barbecue might not be the end of the world, a rare treat doesn't dictate your overall health, making these a regular, frequent habit, say several times a week. Well, that can indeed do real cumulative harm to your body over time, compounding those risks.
So it's not just about avoiding them completely, but understanding that the cumulative effect is where the real danger lies. The allure of that shelf life, that vibrant color, that's often what's driving the inclusion of these potentially harmful compounds, even at the expense of our long-term health, if I'm hearing you correctly. For those who love the savory taste and texture, what are some healthier alternatives?
You've hit on the critical point: cumulative effect. For those who love the savory taste and the convenience these meats offer, the healthier alternatives are abundant. Our sources strongly suggest opting for lean cuts of fresh meat, like chicken breast, turkey, or unprocessed pork tenderloin, which you can season and cook yourself. Fresh poultry, of course, is a great choice. And importantly, there's a rapidly growing and delicious world of plant-based alternatives that can offer similar flavor profiles and textures without the problematic nitrates, excessive sodium, and unhealthy fats. Brands are getting incredibly good at creating satisfying meat-free sausages and deli slices these days. #3.
Margarine. It's incredible how easily our perceptions can be shaped by marketing, isn't it? We saw it with sugary cereals, and now let's talk about margarine. For many years, dating back to the mid-20th century, margarine was aggressively advertised as a healthier butter substitute. It was positioned as the smarter choice for heart health, touted for its lower saturated fat content. And that perception stuck for a very, very long time, shaping generations of grocery lists. But the science and our understanding of fats has really, truly evolved. What was the big shift there?
It has indeed, and it's a fascinating historical journey in nutrition science. The core problem with many margarines, particularly the older formulations that gained popularity, lies in their high content of what are called hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils. These are far better known to us as trans fats. Margarine was originally developed in the 19th century as a cheaper butter alternative. To make liquid vegetable oils solid at room temperature, and thus spreadable like butter, manufacturers put them through a process called hydrogenation.
Right, that's how they make it solid.
Exactly. What's fascinating here is the specific, insidious mechanism of harm these trans fats inflict. Unlike other fats, they have a unique, dual negative impact on your cholesterol profile. They simultaneously raise your bad LDL cholesterol, which contributes to arterial plaque buildup, and lower your good HDL cholesterol, which helps clear plaque away.
Oh, wow. Both ways.
Yeah, both ways. This makes them especially dangerous for your heart health, contributing significantly to atherosclerosis and increasing your risk of heart attack and stroke. In fact, many countries and even some U.S. states have now banned or severely restricted trans fats due to their profound health risks.
Well, they were essentially a double-edged sword for heart health.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about trans fats, but never quite understood why they were so uniquely bad in that way, hitting you from both sides. Has the industry responded to this scientific understanding? I see trans fat free on labels now.
Absolutely, host. That's a crucial nuance. It's true that some brands have responded to the health outcry and regulatory pressure, significantly improving their formulations by reducing or eliminating trans fats. However, it's still critical for consumers to be vigilant. Many margarines and vegetable oil spreads still contain various unhealthy, highly processed seed oils like soybean, corn, or canola oil, which, when consumed in large quantities, can be high in omega-6 fatty acids that contribute to inflammation. Even if they're trans fat-free, they might not be the ideal choice for heart health.
Okay, so still need to check the ingredients.
Definitely. For safer, truly heart-friendly options, our sources recommend sticking to real butter, used sparingly and in very small measured amounts as it's a natural product. Or, even better, opting for naturally occurring healthy fats like olive oil or avocado oil, which offer healthy monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats that actually support cardiovascular health when used in cooking or as dressings. Reading those ingredient labels is key. #4. Packaged snacks.
Oh, packaged snacks. The brightly colored bags of chips, the cheesy puffs, the crisp crackers, those seemingly innocuous granola bars. They're practically designed to be irresistible. They're incredibly convenient, just grab and go. They deliver that satisfying crunch, that burst of flavor, and often they're incredibly cheap, making them an easy default. It's almost a perfect storm for easy, mindless consumption, isn't it? But what's really going on behind that satisfying crunch?
They are, in many ways, the epitome of ultra-processed foods, meticulously engineered for maximum palatability. What's inside is absolutely key to understanding why they're so problematic. These snacks are typically very high in salt, artificial flavors, and unhealthy oils, but almost completely lacking in essential nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. They are, in essence, empty calories dressed up to look and taste appealing.
Empty calories, right.
And this specific combination of sugar, salt, and fat, often referred to as the bliss point, has a profound and cunning impact on satiety. Because they are so nutritionally sparse, lacking the fiber, protein, and micronutrients your body actually needs, your brain doesn't receive the accurate signals that it's been adequately nourished. It's like your body is ringing the alarm for nutrients, but all it gets is more empty calories. You literally keep eating without ever feeling truly satisfied, which inevitably leads to overeating, nutrient displacement, meaning you're filling up on junk instead of nourishing foods. And a significant deficit in the essential building blocks your body actually needs. This is where it gets really interesting, that aha moment for many of us, realizing why we can't seem to stop at just one chip or cracker. It's not a lack of willpower, it's a meticulously designed food science trick.
So it's not just a matter of bad ingredients, but it's deliberate engineering to make us overconsume, almost like a biological hack. That's genuinely unsettling. So for healthier, more satisfying alternatives that actually help us feel full without the empty calories, what should we reach for?
Exactly. It's a very clever but ultimately detrimental design. For healthier, more satisfying alternatives that will actually provide genuine satiety and nutrition, consider nutrient-dense options. A handful of mixed nuts provides healthy fats, protein, and fiber. Air-popped popcorn, made simply without excessive butter or salt, is a fantastic whole grain snack. And crunchy veggie sticks like carrots, celery, or bell peppers, paired with a serving of hummus or guacamole, offer fiber, vitamins, and healthy fats. These choices provide the satisfying crunch and flavor you crave, but they also deliver fiber and crucial nutrients that help you feel truly full and energized, breaking that cycle of constant craving. #5 instant noodles.
Let's talk about instant noodles. For many of us, especially during college days, or maybe when we're short on time, short on money, or just looking for a comforting quick meal that hits a certain spot, well, they're an absolute lifesaver. They cook up in minutes, they taste familiar, and they offer that immediate warmth and comfort. They're a global phenomenon, really. But what's the actual cost of that unparalleled convenience?
Indeed, the convenience of instant noodles is undeniable, making them a staple in households and dorm rooms worldwide. However, that convenience comes at a significant and often unseen cost to your health. Instant noodles are notoriously loaded with sodium, often far exceeding daily recommended limits in a single serving. We're talking sometimes over 1,500 milligrams in a small cup, when the recommended daily intake is typically around 2,300 milligrams.
Wow, that's a lot of salt.
It really is. They're also packed with artificial flavor packets, often containing MSG and other enhancers to create that appealing, savory taste. Critically, they offer very little in terms of beneficial protein or fiber, which are essential for sustained energy, satiety, and digestive health. They are, by and large, refined carbohydrates with high salt and fat content. Frequent consumption of these products can lead to a host of health issues, including significantly raising blood pressure due to the high sodium content, which stresses the cardiovascular system. Beyond that, by relying on them, you actively deprive your body of essential micronutrients like iron, B vitamins, and other minerals over time, leading to potential deficiencies and a general feeling of sluggishness. The flavor packets in particular are a primary culprit for the excessive sodium and various artificial additives that your body simply doesn't need, and they often contain hidden sugars as well.
Hidden sugars too?
Yeah, sometimes. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it highlights a common, often unconscious trade-off we make: speed and cost for nutritional value.
So it's not just a benign, quick meal. It's actively displacing nutrient-dense foods and loading us up with things that can raise our blood pressure.
Yeah.
It really does make you rethink that lifesaver label. So if we love that noodle experience but want to make it healthier, what are our options?
Exactly. It's about being aware of what you're choosing. For a healthier noodle experience that still offers warmth and comfort, you have excellent options. Consider using whole grain or brown rice noodles, which provide more fiber and complex carbohydrates. The key is to then incorporate plenty of fresh vegetables, think spinach, carrots, mushrooms, bok choy, and a lean protein source like tofu, chicken, or shrimp. And crucially, make your own homemade broth or use a low-sodium store-bought option. This gives you complete control over the ingredients. It allows you to significantly boost the nutritional content without all the hidden sodium and artificial additives. It's a simple upgrade that transforms a problematic meal into a genuinely nourishing one. Hashtag tag 6, sugary breakfast cereals.
Breakfast cereals. They're a cornerstone of many childhood memories, often marketed with colorful characters, engaging games on the back of the box, and even tempting prizes inside. Many of them, especially the ones explicitly aimed at kids, promise a nutritious start to the day. But if you look past the clever marketing and the vibrant packaging, what you often find is that these cereals are essentially sugar disguised as a wholesome, fortified breakfast. It's a sweet illusion, isn't it?
That's a very accurate assessment, host. A sweet illusion indeed. These sugary breakfast cereals are, by their very design, engineered to deliver a quick sugar rush. You get a momentary burst of energy and often a dopamine hit that feels satisfying. However, this is inevitably followed by a sharp sugar crash due to the rapid spike and subsequent drop in blood glucose levels. This leaves you feeling tired, sluggish, irritable, and often surprisingly hungry again long before lunchtime, prompting you to reach for another sugary snack. This impacts not just physical energy, but also focus and mood, particularly in children.
The sugar crash, yeah, I know that feeling.
Right. Over time, making these cereals a regular, frequent part of your diet can contribute directly to several chronic health issues. They're a significant factor in weight gain, as the excess sugar is often stored as fat, and they contribute to significantly poor dental health, given the constant exposure of your teeth to high sugar concentrations. What's truly fascinating here is the stark contrast between that rapid, fleeting energy spike, that sugar high, and the sustained, stable energy your body truly needs to function optimally throughout the morning. Traditional unprocessed breakfasts provide fiber and complex carbohydrates that release glucose slowly, offering steady fuel.
So it's not just that they're sugary, but that they set us up for a roller coaster of energy and cravings all morning. That's a powerful point, especially for families trying to make good choices for their kids. So what does a truly balanced and nourishing start to the day look like?
Exactly. It's about building a foundation of stable energy. For a far more balanced and nourishing start to the day, consider options that prioritize whole grains, protein, and healthy fats. Oatmeal, for example, is fantastic when topped with natural fruit like berries for sweetness and fiber, or a sprinkle of nuts for healthy fats and protein. Alternatively, look for a low-sugar, high-fiber cereal. Check those labels rigorously for less than, say, 5 grams of sugar per serving, paired with milk, a non-dairy alternative, or plain Greek yogurt. These choices provide sustained energy, essential nutrients, and the fiber needed to keep you feeling full and focused, avoiding that mid-morning crash. Hashtag tag 7, fried foods.
Oh, fried foods. French fries, crispy fried chicken, golden onion rings, those irresistible tempura dishes, that golden, crispy, incredibly satisfying texture and rich flavor are so incredibly tempting, aren't they? It's a culinary experience that many of us crave, a comfort food often associated with indulgence and celebration. But as delightful as they are to the taste buds, what happens when we consistently introduce those oil-laden, high-temperature creations into our bodies?
It absolutely is tempting, hosts, and that's precisely why they're so popular. However, the process of frying, particularly deep frying at high temperatures in often reused or low-quality oils, creates a range of harmful compounds within the food itself. Beyond just adding a lot of unhealthy fats, the high heat triggers complex chemical reactions. For instance, when carbohydrates and amino acids are cooked at high temperatures, especially to a golden brown or crisp, well, they can form advanced glycation end products, or AGs.
AGs. Okay, what are those exactly?
They contribute significantly to oxidative stress and chronic inflammation in the body. They can accelerate aging processes and are implicated in everything from heart disease and diabetes to Alzheimer's disease. Another problematic compound is acrylamide, a potential carcinogen formed in starchy foods like potatoes when fried to a golden crisp.
Right, acrylamide in potatoes. I've heard of that.
Exactly. Furthermore, the oils themselves are often an issue. Many establishments use cheap, partially hydrogenated vegetable oils or highly processed seed oils like soybean, corn, or cottonseed oil, which are high in omega-6 fatty acids. When these oils are repeatedly heated to high temperatures, they can degrade, oxidize, and even form trans fats, further contributing to inflammation and increasing bad LDL cholesterol. Regularly incorporating fried foods into your diet has been directly linked to significantly elevated risks of obesity, chronic inflammation, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer due to these harmful compounds and inflammatory fats.
Wow, AGs and acrylamide, those are significant additions to the harmful compounds category that I didn't fully grasp. It sounds like it's not just the fat content, but a whole cascade of chemical changes that happen under high heat. This raises an important question. How can we achieve that satisfying texture without these profound health risks? Because sometimes you just crave that crispiness.
You're right, the craving for crispiness is real, and the good news is you don't have to give up those flavors and textures entirely. This really underscores the challenge. The solution lies in alternative cooking methods. Techniques like baking, grilling, or using an air fryer can give you a very similar flavor and that coveted crispy texture. But by using much less oil or healthier oils, and often at more controlled temperatures, you can achieve perfectly crisp French fries, flavorful chicken, or delicious onion rings with significantly reduced formation of AGEs, acrylamide, and unhealthy fats. It's about reimagining how we prepare our favorite fried dishes. #8. White bread.
White bread. It's a quintessential staple in so many households, the foundation of countless sandwiches, toasts, and quick meals. It's soft, it's convenient, and it's comforting. But it's made from what we commonly refer to as refined flour. And for many, that term might not immediately convey why that's a problem or what refined even really means in a nutritional context. It just sounds processed.
That's a critical distinction, host, and it's where a lot of misunderstanding lies. Refined means that during the milling process, the most nutritious parts of the grain, specifically the bran and the germ, have been intentionally stripped away. The bran is the fiber-rich outer layer, and the germ is the nutrient-packed embryo of the grain, containing healthy fats, B vitamins, and antioxidants. What's left after this refining process is primarily the starchy endosperm. This process results in a soft, fluffy bread that, while palatable and with a longer shelf life, has lost most of its fiber, essential vitamins, and minerals.
So they take out the good stuff, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Physiologically, this refined carbohydrate causes a rapid spike in your blood sugar levels because there's no fiber to slow down its absorption. It's quickly broken down into glucose, flooding your bloodstream. This quick spike is almost immediately followed by a crash as your body releases insulin to bring down the sugar. This leaves you feeling hungry, tired, and often irritable again very quickly, sometimes within an hour. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's a stark contrast to the sustained energy and numerous health benefits offered by whole grains, which provide a steady release of energy and help regulate blood sugar. This raises an important question. Are we truly getting sustained energy from our daily toast, or just a rapid, fleeting sugar hit?
So it's not just the absence of nutrients, it's the negative impact of that rapid blood sugar spike and crash. It's like a fast-burning fuel that leaves you stranded.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for your daily choices if you still want bread in your diet? How do we look beyond just the texture?
Exactly. It's about choosing a fuel source that provides sustained energy. We encourage you to look beyond just the soft texture of your bread and consider its true nutritional density. Opting for whole grain or sprouted breads provides a much richer source of fiber, complex carbohydrates, and essential nutrients. The fiber in these breads slows down digestion and glucose absorption, preventing those dramatic blood sugar spikes and crashes. This, in turn, helps keep you feeling full and energized for much longer throughout your day, supporting better weight management and overall metabolic health. Look for labels that explicitly say 100% whole wheat or whole grain as the first ingredient, and ideally contain multiple grams of fiber per serving. Hashtag 9.
Canned soups. Canned soups, they often seem like the epitome of a quick, comforting, and potentially healthy meal, don't they? Especially on those incredibly busy days when you just don't have the time or energy to cook from scratch. You pop open a can, heat it up in minutes, and you have a warm, familiar, and seemingly nourishing meal. What could be wrong with that?
They certainly offer a powerful sense of convenience, host, but the reality for most commercially canned soups is quite different from their wholesome image. They are unfortunately loaded with excessive sodium and various preservatives. These additives are absolutely essential for keeping them shelf-stable for extended periods, sometimes years, on grocery store shelves. And they also enhance flavor that might otherwise be lost in the high-heat canning process. However, from a health perspective, consuming too much sodium is a well-established and significant risk factor for raising blood pressure, which in turn increases your risk for heart disease and stroke. High sodium intake can also lead to uncomfortable water retention, known as edema, and put undue strain on your kidneys and overall cardiovascular system.
Right, the sodium's the big one.
It's a major one. Furthermore, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is a very common challenge we see with many processed, shelf-stable items across the entire grocery store. Beyond sodium, many canned soups also contain hidden sugars to balance flavor, cheap processed oils, and often thickeners and artificial flavors. The high-heat processing used in canning can also degrade some of the more delicate vitamins and nutrients found in fresh ingredients. So while they offer convenience, the trade-off often means a significant sacrifice in nutritional quality and an increase in potentially harmful ingredients compared to their homemade counterparts. This raises an important question. Are we truly prioritizing convenience over our long-term health?
So that warm, comforting bowl often comes with a hidden cost of sodium and diminished nutrients. It really makes you think twice about that quick meal. So what does this all mean? How can we still enjoy the comfort of soup without these drawbacks?
It means taking back control of your ingredients. The most effective way to address these concerns is to empower yourself by making soup at home from fresh ingredients. This gives you complete control over the amount of salt you add, the quality of the vegetables and proteins you use, and the overall flavor profile. You can load it with fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, and use low-sodium broths or make your own. Even making a large batch once a week and freezing individual portions can rival the convenience of canned soup, ensuring you get a truly nutritious, delicious, and healthy meal without the hidden harms. It's a simple shift with a huge health benefit. Hashtag 10, flavored yogurts.
Yogurt. It can be an absolutely excellent source of protein, essential calcium, and beneficial probiotics, making it a fantastic addition to a healthy diet, especially for gut health. But, and this is a big but, it's crucial to understand that not all yogurts are created equal. The aisle is flooded with options, often brightly packaged, proclaiming fruit on the bottom or low fat. What's the catch here?
That's a really important distinction, host. What's truly fascinating here, and quite deceptive, is how effectively flavored yogurts can be marketed as a quintessential health food, when the reality, once you scrutinize the label, is often quite different. Many flavored yogurts, especially those brightly packaged ones with images of fruit, often contain an alarming amount of added sugar, sometimes as much sugar as a dessert or even more. We're talking about small cups packing 15, 20, even 25 grams of added sugar.
Usually 5 grams in a little yogurt cup.
Yep. To put that in perspective, a typical chocolate bar might have 20-25 grams. They may look wholesome and healthy on the packaging, with buzzwords like natural or fruit, but once you delve into the nutritional information, you'll realize they're far closer to candy or a sugary treat than a true health food designed to nourish.
Closer to candy.
By consistently choosing these sugar-laden options, you're not only consuming excess sugar, but you're also essentially undermining or even missing out on the genuine probiotic and protein benefits that plain yogurt offers. The high sugar content can actually feed less desirable gut bacteria and counteract the positive effects of the probiotics you're supposedly trying to consume. This raises an important question. Are we truly getting the health benefits we seek from yogurt, or just a sugary distraction?
That's genuinely surprising. I think many of us see yogurt and automatically assume health without really looking at the specifics. The idea that some could be closer to candy is a real eye-opener. So how do we navigate this yogurt aisle and ensure we're getting the actual benefits without the sugar bomb?
Absolutely. It's about looking past the healthy branding and scrutinizing the ingredient list and the nutrition facts panel. A much better and simpler approach is to choose plain Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is naturally higher in protein, which boosts satiety, and significantly lower in sugar compared to its flavored counterparts. Then you can add your own fresh fruit like berries, sliced bananas, or peaches for natural sweetness and fiber. A sprinkle of cinnamon or a tiny drizzle of pure honey or maple syrup, if you need a touch more sweetness, gives you complete control. This way, you enjoy all the incredible probiotic, protein, and calcium benefits without the detrimental sugar overload and artificial additives. Hashtag 11 frozen meals.
Frozen meals. For anyone with a packed schedule, they are an undeniable beacon of convenience on those incredibly busy nights. You just pop them in the microwave or oven, and dinner is ready in minutes, a true time saver. It seems like the perfect solution to the modern dilemma of limited time and energy. But as we've learned throughout this deep dive, convenience can often hide a lot of underlying problems that aren't immediately obvious.
Indeed, host. When we look closely at many frozen meals, particularly the mass-produced varieties found in the freezer aisle, we often find a similar pattern to other ultra-processed foods we've discussed. They are frequently high in sodium, which serves to enhance flavor, compensating for a lack of fresh ingredients, and act as a powerful preservative to extend shelf life. At the same time, they are critically low in fiber, which is essential for digestive health, satiety, and blood sugar regulation. Furthermore, to cut costs and maximize profit margins, they are often made with lower quality ingredients: cheap processed oils, modified starches, artificial colors, and low-grade proteins, all of which further diminishes their nutritional value.
So high sodium, low fiber, cheap ingredients.
That's the typical trifecta, yeah. The result is that while these meals may temporarily fill you up and quiet your hunger pangs, they don't provide your body with the comprehensive, nutrient-dense nutrition it truly needs to thrive. You might feel full, but your cells aren't getting the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and high-quality protein they require for optimal function. It's a classic cost-benefit analysis beyond just the dollar amount you pay. You're paying for convenience, but often at the expense of genuine nourishment and long-term health. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really challenges the pervasive notion that convenience must always come at a nutritional cost. This raises an important question. Can we redefine convenience to include quick, healthy options?
That's a powerful challenge to the notion of convenience. It's almost like a magic trick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Disappearing nutrients, appearing sodium. So for those busy nights, what are some equally quick yet far more nourishing alternatives that don't compromise our health goals?
Absolutely. The great news is that there are often equally quick and far healthier alternatives. It's about being prepared with a few simple ingredients. For example, whipping up a simple stir-fry with fresh vegetables and a lean protein like pre-cut chicken or tofu can be just as fast to prepare as many frozen meals while offering significantly greater nutritional benefits and much more fiber. A vibrant salad with a can of chickpeas or tuna paired with a simple homemade vinaigrette is another quick, nutrient-dense option. Even making a big batch of a healthy chili or a lentil soup on a weekend can provide quick portion meals for those busy weeknights. It's about shifting our mindset from frozen dinner to fresh ingredients, quick prep. Hashtag to $5 candy bars.
Candy bars.
Yeah.
They are so effectively marketed as that ideal quick energy boost, that perfect little pick-me-up when you're feeling a slump in the afternoon, or a reward after a long day. They're everywhere, designed to catch your eye at the checkout counter. But when you really strip away the marketing, the colorful wrapper, and the indulgent promises, what you're essentially left with is just sugar and fat encased in a wrapper. It's a highly engineered delivery system, isn't it?
That's precisely right, host. It's a meticulously engineered sugar and fat delivery system, often combined with salt, designed to be incredibly palatable and to trigger a powerful reward response in your brain, make them almost addictive. The combination of high sugar and high fat stimulates the brain's dopamine pathways, creating a feeling of pleasure that encourages further consumption. It's a hedonic hunger, where you eat for pleasure rather than true nutritional need.
Hedonic hunger, I like that term.
Yeah, it fits. Consuming them frequently leads to a rapid spike in your blood sugar, as the simple sugars are quickly absorbed. This rapid surge is then often followed by a subsequent crash due to the body's overcompensation with insulin. This leaves you feeling more tired, irritable, and crucially, perpetuating a cycle of intense cravings for more sugar to get that temporary lift again. Over time, this consistent intake of empty calories from sugar and unhealthy fats contributes significantly to unwanted weight gain and increased risk of metabolic issues. Beyond those systemic effects, the high sugar content directly contributes to tooth decay and cavities, providing a feast for oral bacteria. What's truly fascinating here is how this blend of sugar and fat together can be particularly potent in driving further consumption, making it incredibly difficult to stop at just one or resist the urge to buy another.
So it's not just a momentary treat. It's actively driving a cycle of cravings and impacting our energy levels negatively. No wonder my willpower crumbles when I see one after a long day. So for those moments when we need a quick energy boost or want to satisfy a sweet tooth, what are our healthier strategies?
Exactly. It's about breaking that cycle and choosing options that truly nourish. It encourages us to reevaluate how we seek quick energy or satisfy a sweet craving. Instead of reaching for a candy bar, healthier ways to address those needs include a square or two of high-quality dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher, which offers antioxidants and less sugar, providing a more gradual release of energy and a complex flavor profile. Alternatively, a handful of dried fruit and nuts provides natural sweetness, fiber, and healthy fats, giving you sustained energy and genuine satiety without the damaging sugar overload and subsequent crash. Even a piece of fresh fruit can satisfy that sweet craving and provide essential vitamins and fiber. It's about choosing nourishing fuel over a fleeting, problematic indulgence. Hashtag 13, flavored coffee drinks.
Oh, the allure of the fancy coffee shop drinks. Traps, those elaborate lattes with multiple pumps of flavored syrup, piles of whipped cream on top, caramel drizzles, they become such a delightful ritual for many of us, a personal treat, a moment of indulgence in a busy day. But the truth is, these seemingly innocent beverages can be shockingly high in both sugar and calories, sometimes transforming our morning pick-me-up into a full-blown dessert.
They absolutely can, host, and it's a perfect example of hidden calories. What's truly fascinating here is just how quickly and stealthily those calories and sugars add up, often without us consciously registering them. Some of these elaborate coffee drinks, particularly the larger sizes with all the embellishments, the syrups, the sauces, the whipped cream, can actually contain more calories than an entire meal.
More than a meal? Seriously?
Seriously. We're talking upwards of 500, 800 calories, sometimes even more, packed into a single cup. And because they are liquid, those calories are consumed without triggering the same feeling of fullness that solid food would. This phenomenon, where liquid calories are poorly compensated for by subsequent reductions in food intake, makes it very easy to overconsume calories without realizing you're doing it.
Liquid calories just sneaking in.
Exactly. Regularly incorporating these sugar bombs into your daily diet can lead directly to significant weight gain as your body processes that excess sugar and fat. It also results in those familiar, uncomfortable sugar crashes that leave you feeling sluggish, irritable, and craving yet another sugary fix to perk back up. This raises an important question. Are you getting your caffeine kick at the expense of your metabolic health and overall energy stability? It's a classic example of liquid calories being easily underestimated.
That's a truly startling comparison. More calories than an entire meal. And the point about liquid calories not triggering satiety is so important because it just sneaks up on you. I think many of us are guilty of underestimating how much sugar and how many calories are really in these delicious concoctions.
Yeah.
So if you still want that caffeine kick and that coffee shop experience, what are our healthier options?
Absolutely. The good news is that you can still enjoy your coffee ritual and get your caffeine kick without the detrimental sugar bomb and excessive calories. It's about simplifying your order, switching to black coffee or a coffee with just a splash of unsweetened milk, dairy or non-dairy, and perhaps a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg for flavor. That allows you to maintain that desired caffeine boost and the warmth of the coffee shop experience. If you really crave a touch of sweetness, a very small amount of a natural sweetener like stevia or monk fruit, or even just a tiny drizzle of unsweetened vanilla extract can make a huge difference without the massive sugar and calorie load. It's about being mindful of what's truly in your cup. Hashtag 14. Bottled salad dressings.
Here's a real paradox for you, one that often catches people completely by surprise. We often make a conscious, healthy effort to prepare a beautiful, vibrant salad full of fresh greens, crisp vegetables, and maybe some lean protein. It feels like the epitome of a healthy meal. But then we reach for a convenient bottle of salad dressing from the grocery store shelf. And without even realizing it, that bottled dressing can subtly and swiftly transform our healthy salad into something far less beneficial, sometimes even actively unhealthy. How does this happen?
It's a common oversight, host, and a perfect example of hidden pitfalls in our food choices. What's truly fascinating here is that while the salad base itself is an excellent foundation for health, many commercially bottled dressings contain a surprising array of problematic ingredients that undermine all your good intentions. These often include significant amounts of added sugars, yes, even in savory dressings, along with cheap, low-quality oils like soybean, canola, or corn oil.
Sugar in savory dressings.
Oh yes, often quite a bit to balance acidity. These highly processed vegetable oils can be high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in abundance and out of balance with omega-3s, can contribute to systemic inflammation in the body. Furthermore, these dressings are packed with various preservatives, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors to extend shelf life and maintain a consistent texture.
So the stuff that makes it last long also makes it less healthy.
Pretty much. These ingredients effectively negate many of the nutritional benefits you carefully chose for your salad. You're trying to eat healthy, but the dressing can add unnecessary calories, inflammatory fats, and significant amounts of sugar. Turning your nutrient-dense meal into a sugar and fat bomb, it's an insidious example of how hidden components can completely undermine your best health efforts, making you think you're making a virtuous choice when you're inadvertently consuming less healthy components. This raises an important question. Are we truly understanding everything that goes into our healthy meals, or are we trusting labels too readily?
That's truly eye-opening. The idea that my healthy salad could be undermined by the dressing without me even knowing it is quite frustrating.
Yeah.
So, what does this all mean for someone who wants to enjoy a delicious salad without these hidden downsides? How can we upgrade our salad game with minimal effort?
It means empowering yourself with simplicity and fresh ingredients. The good news is that upgrading your salad game is incredibly simple and surprisingly quick. Our sources strongly suggest making your own homemade dressing. A simple vinaigrette using high-quality extra virgin olive oil, which is rich in healthy monounsaturated fats and antioxidants, combined with fresh lemon juice or a good quality vinegar like apple cider or balsamic, and a blend of your favorite fresh or dried spices like garlic powder, Dijon mustard, oregano, or black pepper, can completely transform your salad. It enhances its flavor beautifully, offers genuine health benefits, and ensures you're not undoing any of its inherent nutritional benefits with hidden sugars or unhealthy oils. It takes minutes to whisk together and can be stored for several days in the fridge. Easy peasy. Hashtag 15. Diet soda.
Finally, let's tackle a really complex one. Diet soda. This one carries a huge, pervasive misconception. The thinking goes, it's sugar-free, so it must be a safe, healthy alternative to sugary drinks, right? It's been marketed for decades as the guilt-free choice for those watching their weight or managing blood sugar. But, as we've learned, not everything is as it seems. So, what's the truth behind the diet label? Not quite, you say.
This is perhaps one of the most nuanced and complex items on our list, host, and it's a truly critical point to understand for anyone aiming for better health. While diet sodas are indeed sugar-free and calorie-free, they rely heavily on artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and stevia-based products. What's truly fascinating here, and a genuine aha moment for many, is the emerging research suggesting these artificial sweeteners are far from inert in the body. They can, in surprising ways, confuse your metabolism.
Confuse your metabolism? How so?
Well, one leading hypothesis is the cephalic phase insulin response. Your body tastes something sweet, your brain anticipates sugar and energy intake, triggering the release of insulin. But then, no actual glucose arrives. This repeated false alarm could, over time, lead to insulin resistance, making your body less efficient at managing actual sugar intake later. Ironically, this metabolic confusion can actually increase sugar cravings over time rather than diminish them.
Increase cravings. That's the opposite of what you'd want.
Exactly. It leads to a problematic cycle where you reach for more sweet things, perhaps even more diet soda. Furthermore, there's a rapidly growing body of evidence linking these artificial sweeteners to various gut health issues, suggesting they can negatively alter the composition and function of your gut microbiome, which has wide-ranging implications for immunity, digestion, and even mental health. This highlights a much more complex and subtle physiological impact than previously understood.
That's a huge shift in understanding for so many people who've relied on diet sodas as their healthy alternative. The idea that something sugar-free could actually increase sugar cravings or confuse our metabolism is truly counterintuitive. This raises an important question. Are we truly getting healthier by swapping one type of sweetener for another? Or are there deeper physiological effects at play that we're only now beginning to uncover?
Precisely. It's a profound question about the unintended consequences of trying to outsmart nature. And the research continues to unfold, showing us that our bodies are incredibly complex. For your long-term health and optimal hydration, the best choices remain unequivocally the simplest. Plain water, sparkling water, perhaps with a fruit slice, or unsweetened iced tea. These options hydrate your body effectively without any of the metabolic confusion, potential gut health concerns, or the perpetuation of sweet cravings associated with artificial sweeteners. It's about listening to what your body truly needs, not what a clever label promises. Hashtag tag outro.
And there you have it, our deep dive into 15 foods that are commonly consumed, often without a second thought, but might actually be doing more harm than good to your body. It's been a journey through hidden ingredients, surprising scientific impacts, and practical, delicious swaps you can make.
Remember, the overarching theme here isn't about rigid dietary rules or advocating for you to never touch these foods again. That's simply not realistic for most people. Instead, it's fundamentally about being aware, understanding what you're truly putting into your body, and then using that knowledge to make healthier, more conscious choices most of the time. Knowledge is truly power in your pursuit of better health and long-term vitality.
Absolutely. As we've seen today, some of the most pervasive items in our diets, often designed for convenience and extended shelf life, hide surprisingly complex impacts on our health. Consider this. If many of these foods were engineered primarily for profit and longevity on the shelf, rather than for our well-being, what profound and positive shifts might we see in our individual and collective health outcomes if we simply, consistently prioritized ingredients that truly nourish our bodies?
It's a powerful thought to carry forward, one that encourages us to look beyond the immediate and consider the profound long-term impact of our daily choices. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening deep dive. Here's to making better choices and achieving better health, one conscious decision at a time.
We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.